Welcome to my video lecture on Introduction to Solid State Physics. I am Bhaurav Badbudde, Faculty, Department of Physics, Sri Jnanesh Mahavidyalaya, Navargaon. And today I am going to discuss the Introduction to Solid State Physics. According to the syllabus of Gondwana University, for the BSc final year, SEM 5, we have two papers for physics, that is paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 1 contains elementary modern physics, that is the combination of quantum mechanics and nuclear physics, and in second paper we have the solid state physics theory. In that we have some basics of first unit contains the basics of solid state physics. Then second unit we have the magnetic properties of materials. Then again next unit we have dielectric properties of materials, and in the last unit we have the theory of superconductivity and elementary band theory. So in this first video lecture, I am going to discuss some basics of solid state physics, and then I will just discuss some 2-3 topics on from the syllabus, that is types of solids and some space lattice and basis that I will discuss in this lecture. So I would like to start it from very basics. So in this lecture, these are the content that I'm going to discuss throughout the lecture. That is, I will discuss some about the matter, states of matter. I will discuss about the what is exactly solid state physics, or what we are going to study in the solid state physics. Then I will discuss the types of solids, and then space lattice, then basis, then crystal structure. Lecture. So let us start to discuss right from the topic, that is matter. Basically two things we can observe or we can see in the nature, in the universe, and that two things are radiation and matter. The theory of radiation we all know, that is black body radiation, and in optical physics also what are the different phenomena or the characteristics of light that we have seen. So out of two things, that is radiation and matter, there are three states of matter. You all know what are these three states, that is these three states of matter are solid, liquid and gases. Apart from these three states, other two states are also exist, that is plasma state and B condensed state. We will discuss about that. But प्लाझ्मा स्टेट म्हणजे काय होते त्या अगोदर आपण ह्या ज्या तीन स्टेट्स आहेत त्या आपण डिस्कस करूया. तर गॅसेसमध्ये काय असते की ते जे गॅस पार्टिकल्स असतील, ते जे गॅस मॉलिक्युल्स असतील, त्यांच्यामधला जो इंटरमॉलिक्युलर डिस्टन्स आहे हा खूप जास्त असतो, आणि ते जे पार्टिकल्स आहेत ते रँडमली ओरिएंटेड होत असतात, रँडमली मूव्ह होत असतात विथ सम स्पीड. तसंच लिक्विडमध्ये सुद्धा ते जे लिक्विड मॉलिक्युल्स असतील किंवा लिक्विडमधले जे काही ॲटम्स असतील ते थ्रू आउट द लिक्विड मूव्ह होत असतात विथ सम स्पीड. बट सॉलिडमध्ये तसं नाही आहे. सॉलिडमध्ये जे काही ॲटॉमिक स्केलवर त्याचे जे ॲटम्स आहेत किंवा मॉलिक्युल्स आहेत ते क्लोजली पॅक्ड आहेत. ते जे ॲटम्स आहेत ते रँडमली मूव्ह होत नाही आहेत. थर्मल व्हायब्रेशन्स आहेत, ज्या स्पेसवर किंवा ज्या पॉईंटवर ते स्टेबल आहेत तिथं थर्मल व्हायब्रेशन होऊ शकते. बट थ्रू आउट द क्रिस्टल ते जे ॲटम्स आहेत सॉलिड्समध्ये ते काही मूव्ह होत नाही आहेत. एक क्लोजली किंवा डेन्स्ड पॅक स्ट्रक्चर आहे सॉलिडचा. सो थोड्या प्रॉपर्टीज आपण डिस्कस करूया. तर गॅसेस ऑलरेडी मी सांगितलेलं आहे की गॅसेसचे जे ॲटम्स असतात किंवा मॉलिक्युल्स असतात ते एकमेकांसोबत बॉन्डेड नसल्यामुळे ते ॲटम्स किंवा मॉलिक्युल्स रँडमली मूव्ह होत असतात, त्या खूप विथ हायर स्पीड. त्याच्यामुळे आपण एखाद्या गॅसला कंटेनरमध्ये जर आपण फिल केलं तर तो गॅस त्या कंटेनरचं शेप एक्झिबिट करेल. मग त्या गॅसचं एखादं फिक्स शेप नाही, त्या गॅसचं व्हॉल्यूम नाही आहे. सो तसंच लिक्विडचं सुद्धा आहे. लिक्विडचे जे मॉलिक्युल्स असतील, जे ॲटम्स असतील किंवा तो जो लिक्विड आहे एखाद्या कंटेनरमध्ये आपण जर फिल केला तर तो लिक्विड त्या कंटेनरचा शेप एक्झिक्यूट करतो. बट द केस ऑफ solid is different. Actually, in case of solid, the atoms or molecules, they are executing thermal motion about an equilibrium position which are fixed at a point in space. The molecules present in the solid or atoms present in the solid, they are rigid. It has a fixed shape and it has fixed value. म्हणजे कम्पेअर्ड टू गॅस किंवा कम्पेअर्ड टू लिक्विड, सॉलिडचे जे ॲटम्स असतात, सॉलिड जे ॲटम्सपासून बनलेला असतो, जे काही मॉलिक्युल्स असतात ते एका फिक्स्ड, एका रिजिड स्पेसमध्ये प्लेस असतात आणि ते थ्रूआउट द क्रिस्टल रँडमली मूव्ह होत नसतात. तर हे एक क्लोजली किंवा डेन्सली पॅक्ड स्ट्रक्चर असतं सॉलिडचं. इन डिफरंट वे, see these three pictures. Actually, this is the microscopic view of gas, this is the microscopic view of liquid, and this is the microscopic view of solid. It means, just see the microscopic view of gas, where the gas particles or gas atoms are randomly moving throughout the volume. And just see, in case of liquid, these liquid atoms or liquid molecules are randomly moving here, but they have a less space available to move throughout the liquid as compared to the gas. Now see the third case of solid, where the atoms of solid or molecules of solid are closely packed. They have very less space available to move. In fact, the atoms or molecules present in the solid, they are not moving throughout the crystal. They may thermally vibrate at their position, but they are not moving. They are fixed at their position. So what conclusion we can make here? In case of gas, the gas are well separated with no regular arrangement, and in case of liquid, they are close together with no regular arrangement. You can see here they are moving, you can see here they are moving. And but in case of solid, the atoms or molecules are tightly packed, usually in regular pattern. You can see here the pattern, you can see here the atoms are regularly arranged. If you stand here, if this is the origin for you, you can see this is also atom, in this case also atom, and in this side also atoms. So this is the regular arrangement. Particularly, usually there will be a regularly arrangement of atoms or molecules in case of solid. So in case of gas, the particles are vibrating and moving with very high speeds. In case of liquids, they are moving with some slight past each other. But in case of solid, they can vibrate, but generally they do not move from one place to another place. So these are the three states of matter. So we are going to discuss the properties of this solid material. We are going to study the characteristics or properties of this solid material, where the atoms are regularly arranged, that we call it crystalline nature. So these are the three states of matter. Fourth state is the plasma state. That state is where the atoms or atoms present in the plasma state are in ionized form. And the fifth state of matter is the Bose-Einstein condensed state, where almost all the particles of that gas or in that state are in the same quantum level. So that is the fifth BE condensed state, that is fifth state of matter. So we are going to discuss in this lecture the properties of this solid, study of these solids. So what we are going to do actually, we are actually going to apply the physics to study the physical properties of solids. What is the basic function of solid state physics? The basic function of solid state physics is to study how the atomic properties of solid material which affect its overall properties. It means that we have seen just now, these are the atomic properties. Okay, now these are the atomic properties, and to study these atomic properties, we apply the physics. So the basic function of solid state physics is to study the atomic properties of solid material which affect its overall properties. But why we are studying solid state physics? What is the applications of solid state physics? So actually we need to study the properties of various materials, that is electric properties of that materials, in which we need to study the conductor, insulator, semiconductor. In fact, we want to differentiate the materials, which material is a conductor, which material is insulator, which material is semiconductor. To differentiate these materials, the concept is actually given by the solid state physics. Also, in electric components, in electric devices, we have transistors. Most of the electric devices are based on the transistors. The basic concept behind that transistor is given by the solid state physics. So to study all these phenomena, we need to study the electric properties, and these concepts are explained by the solid state physics. Again, we need to study the magnetic properties of materials, that is ferromagnetic, whether it is paramagnetic, whether it is diamagnetic, how the dipoles are formed in the materials. Those all properties can be studied by the basics studied from the solid state physics. We need to also discuss the thermal properties, optical properties. All these properties are well described or well explained by the solid state physics. So these are some of the applications of solid state physics. So, solid state physics, remember one thing, solid state physics studies how large scale properties of solid materials result from their atomic scale properties. Or in other way, we can say the goal of solid state physics is to try or is to understand how the macroscopic properties of solids results from their microscopic or atomic scale properties. It means we will study the crystal. We will study the crystalline structure of that particular solid, and we will decide how that microscopic properties affects its macroscopic properties. So let us discuss the example of sodium chloride. Sodium chloride, all we I think know, all of you, that is sodium chloride crystal, where this sodium and this chlorines are bonded with ionic bond. This is sodium ion and this is chlorine ion. So sodium and chlorine ion are bonded with ionic bond, and they are forming the crystal, and that actually crystalline structure forms that we see. This is the macroscopic view of this sodium chloride. So this is the crystal. This is the microscopic view of this macroscopic sodium chloride. This is sodium chloride crystal, and this is the ionic bond. Because of ionic bond, sodium ion and chlorine ion are bonded and they form crystal structure. And because of that crystal structure, we are having this macroscopic form of sodium chloride. Now, again, in different manner, we can, these are the different manner we can show the crystal structure of sodium chloride. This is the crystal. These are also some different crystals that I have shown you here. This is the polonium, crystal structure of polonium. This is the crystal structure for iron, where at the center one atom is present, that is the structure of iron is body centered. This is also the crystal structure of copper, where the crystal structure is face centered. So these are some of the crystal structures of various elements. So we are going to study the properties of these crystals, and we are going to decide how these microscopic properties going to affect its macroscopic properties. So the very first topic from the syllabus, that is types of solids, that we need to discuss. So solids are mainly divided into crystalline and solids and crystalline solids and amorphous solids. Uh, Crystalline solids are also further subdivided into single crystalline solid and polycrystalline solids. And the basic definition behind the crystalline solid and amorphous solid, we can define. In case of crystalline solids, there will be the regular and repeated arrangement of their atoms or molecules. You can see here, this is the crystal, this is the crystalline solid, crystal structure of crystalline solid, where you can see these atoms are regularly arranged. If you stand here, if this is your origin, if this is your origin, you can see exactly identical surrounding from all the side. So this is the crystalline nature. But again, just see, this is the crystalline structure of amorphous solids, where the atoms or molecules are randomly oriented. They have no any regular arrangements of atoms. So this type of structures, this type of solids are amorphous solids, and those solids where arrangement of their atoms or molecules are regular in periodic manner, those are called crystalline solids. I will discuss one by one. Crystalline solids, as its definition, that is the regular and periodic arrangement of atoms or molecules. You can see here, this is the two-dimensional view of crystalline solids, where these atoms are regularly arranged. You can see these atoms are regularly arranged here also regularly arranged. If you stand here at particular position, you will see exactly same identical surrounding throughout its volume, and this is not discontinuous. This regular arrangement of particular atoms are continuous throughout the crystal. This is also one of the crystalline nature, crystal structure of crystalline solid, and it will, in the macroscopic scale, it will look like somewhat like that. So crystalline solids are regular and periodic arrangement of their atoms or molecules. Other properties also there. Crystalline solids have specific geometric shape with definite edges. Also, crystalline solids have very sharp melting point. Sharp melting point means त्याचं जे melting point असते ते एका particular definite temperature वर तो crystalline solid हा melt होतो. So it has a sharp melting point, and it has crystals have long range order. Just see, this is the meaning of this property is what, whatever the arrangement of their particles or atoms or molecules that is in crystalline nature, and that is continuous throughout the crystal, or that is continuous, that is why we will call it it is long range order. Now these crystalline solids are further divided into single crystalline and polycrystalline. So what are the single crystals? Single crystals meaning whatever the atoms present in the crystal or molecules present in the crystal, the arrangement of those atoms or molecules periodic, and it is not only periodic, it is periodic throughout the crystal. So at a long range scale, each atom is related to every other equivalent atom in structure. So these are the single crystals. You can see here, this is the arrangement. So for this particular atom, uh, through its surrounding, six atoms are present. So this is the identical surrounding. These are the single crystals. So what about the polycrystalline singles? The definition for polycrystalline solids are, those are the made up of aggregate of small single crystals. Before that we have seen single crystals, now polycrystalline. सिंगल क्रिस्टल म्हणजे थ्रूआउट द क्रिस्टल त्याची जी रेग्युलर ॲटम्सची जी अरेंजमेंट असते ती रेग्युलर आणि पिरियॉडिक असते थ्रूआउट द क्रिस्टल. बट पॉलीक्रिस्टलाईनमध्ये पिरियॉडिक आणि रेग्युलर अरेंजमेंट असते, बट ते काही अंतरापर्यंतच असते. त्याचं जे पिरियॉडिक एक्सटेन्शन असते ते फ्यू ॲमस्ट्रॉंगपर्यंतच ते पर्टिक्युलर क्रिस्टलाईन नेचर असतो, आणि मग त्यात ते जे क्रिस्टलाईन नेचर असते ते ब्रेक होते. या इमेजमध्ये आपण बघू शकतो, इथं पर्टिक्युलर हा इतका एरिया पकडला आपण. या एरियामध्ये ती जी ॲटम्सची अरेंजमेंट आहे, ती ॲटम्सची अरेंजमेंट या पर्टिक्युलर एरियापर्यंत प्रॉपरली अरेंज झालेली आहे. आणि इथं आपण जर बघितलं तर इथं सुद्धा रेग्युलर अरेंजमेंट ऑफ ॲटम्स आहेत, बट काही एरियापर्यंत. तर याचंच व्ह्यू आपण जर इकडे बघितलं, इथं बघा, या पर्टिक्युलर एरियामध्ये ॲटम्स हे रेग्युलरली अरेंज असतील, तसंच या एरियामध्ये रेग्युलरली अरेंज असतील, तसंच या एरियामध्ये रेग्युलरली अरेंज असतील, पण त्या फक्त या एरियापर्यंत. सो हा जो एरिया आहे त्याला म्हणतात ग्रेन्स, आणि हे जे बाउंड्रीज आहेत याला म्हणतात ग्रेन बाउंड्रीज. सो these are the two types of crystalline solids, that is single crystalline and polycrystalline. Uh, then second type is amorphous solids. As the definition of amorphous solid is, there will be no regular and periodic arrangement of atoms. You can see here, this is the crystalline, this is the microscopic view of amorphous solid, where these atoms or molecules are not particularly arranged, they are not regular, they are not periodic. So as definition of this amorphous solids will be no any regular and periodic arrangement of atoms or molecules, and they are randomly oriented. What are the other properties? In case of amorphous solid, we have there is no specific geometry of that solids, there is no specific geometry in their shapes, and amorphous solids don't have a sharp melting point. It means in different temperatures or in the range of temperatures that amorphous solids usually melt, and this type of amorphous solids have short range arrangement of their particles uh, uh, in case of amorphous solids. So what are the examples? Plastics and glasses are the examples of amorphous solid. Now we will discuss the important concept, that is space lattice. Uh, Before this slide, we will discuss the space lattice. So, what is space lattice? Space lattice is nothing but an arrangement of infinite number of imaginary points in three-dimensional space, and each point having identical surrounding is nothing but the space lattice. Just remember these words: arrangement of infinite number of imaginary points. इट मीन्स व्हॉट? याच्या आधी आपण जे क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चर बघितलं की त्या क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चरमध्ये ज्या ज्या अरेंजमेंट्स होत्या, जसं क्रिस्टलाइन नेचरमध्ये हे जे क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चर आहे, या क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चरमध्ये इथं ॲटम्स किंवा ग्रुप ऑफ ॲटम्स प्रेझेंट आहेत, इथं ॲटम्स आहेत, इथं ॲटम्स आहेत, या पॉईंटवर ॲटम्स आहेत, आणि ते पर्टिक्युलर एका पर्टिक्युलर बॉन्ड्सनी बॉन्डेड आहेत, त्याच्यामुळे आपल्याला क्रिस्टल स्ट्रक्चर मिळालं. मग स्पेस लॅटिस म्हणजे काय? तर अशा पॉईंट्सचं एक कलेक्शन की जिथं कन्सिडर करा की हे जे ॲटम्स आहेत, हे ॲटम्स आपण या पर्टिक्युलर पॉईंट्समधून रिप्लेस केले तर आपल्याला एक जॉमेट्री मिळेल, ती अशा प्रकारे असेल. सो अरेंजमेंट ऑफ इन्फायनाइट नंबर ऑफ इमॅजिनरी पॉईंट्स, these are the imaginary points that we have given here in three-dimensional space, and each point have identical surrounding. It means just you stand here at this point, and if you see, you can see here there is exactly this point is at the same distance, this point is also at the same distance, and this point is also at the same distance. Similarly, if you consider one more another point here, if you stand here, so if you stand here, you will see exactly identical surrounding from that point. So this is the definition. It is just an arrangement of imaginary points, arrangement of infinite number of imaginary points in three-dimensional space, and each point having identical surrounding. So this is also the space lattice. So this is the definition for space lattice. Now what is the basis? Now to discuss the crystal structure, we have plotted this space lattice. Now what is the important thing is that we need to place the atoms or group of atoms on these points. After placing the atoms or group of atoms on these points, we will get the crystal structure somewhat like that. Just see here, these are diagonal points, these are the diagonal points, and just place one atom or group of atoms on those points, you will get the crystal structure like that. It means what? Whatever the atoms or group of atoms you are placing on those points, those atoms and group of atoms are nothing but bases. We need to place just atoms or group of atoms on that particular points, we will get crystal structure. Crystal structure, it means what? It means that crystal structure is the combination of space lattice and basis. This is the space lattice. On those points we are going to put this atom or the group of atoms. If I put this atom on this space lattice, definitely I will get a crystal structure. Again here the space lattice is the same, but instead of putting single atom I am going to put the two atoms now. What I will get here, after placing this group of atoms on this lattice points, space lattice, I will get the crystal structure is somewhat like that. So this is the uh, definition of crystal structure. Another example also I have given here. This is also another the different type of space lattice where I am going to put the basis or group of atoms is somewhat like that. So after placing this group of atoms on this space lattice, I am getting this type of crystal structure. So this is the definition for crystal structure. Uh, this is enough for this lecture. In the next lecture that I will discuss what are the translational vectors, Bravais lattice, what are the possible 7 crystal systems, and what is unit cell. All these I will discuss in the next lecture. Thank you so much.